This is the Chore Beer Chats podcast with your host, Laurel Ysebaert. First of all, can you just show everyone what you're drinking, please?
A delicious coffee. They can't see that.
It's tomato soup.
No, it's not tomato soup.
If you put a Caesar in a mug, it becomes tomato soup. Do you want some goldfish?
Oh, that would.
I know you would. Would you put them in your Caesar?
I would.
People put cheeseburgers and shit in Caesars. Why not?
I just like an old-fashioned pickle in my Caesars. That's about it.
Do you?
Yeah. Chore Beer Chats.
Okay. So I just want to address a few complaints that I've gotten. And when I say a few, I mean like 17 from your episode.
Oh, the breathing.
The fucking breathing.
I don't have a breathing problem, just for the record. I was probably congested, which just so happened to be congested again.
Incredible. Okay. Let's just make sure I can hear all your breathing. Let's turn it up a little bit. Okay. You've had too much tomato soup already? This is this the last episode? I got to double check.
Are you going to welcome me?
Oh, shit. This is the last episode of season 1 of the Chore Beer Chats podcast. Yeah, I guess, does he need an introduction?
I'd like one, please.
This is Andy Ysebaert, also known as the Ranch Hand. Welcome to the show.
And your husband.
Right. Welcome to the show. I did say, though, last time that you were never coming on again. So have you picked up some tips, watched some more JR?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Did you get like some more like how to?
No, I'm just
You're still breathing into it and people are going to pick that up, dude.
I'm just going to be myself.
Okay, just your mouth breathing. I can hear it. My mouth is closed.
My mouth is closed.
You have an extraordinary lung capacity
Yeah,
or
I do.
something. Nasal.
I'm a runner.
Oh, you are. Okay, so the last time you were on here, you said I called you fat and that you had just started running.
Turned my life around.
Because of me.
Yeah. So
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So how has that been going?
It's good. I run a lot.
What are you running from? Your emotions?
All my responsibilities.
Yeah. But I don't love that. Okay. I'm uncomfy.
I do want to say that I'm very proud of you, what you've accomplished so far.
Oh. Is this because of season 1, episode 2 with Nikki Strauss, where we called you out for not telling me that you're proud of me enough? Is that what this is?
I just am. I've been listening to all the podcasts that you've been putting out each week, and I've been pretty impressed.
Just pretty impressed, eh?
Yeah.
Just a little bit?
No, I see all the work you do behind the scenes. It doesn't look easy.
I want you just to talk about like your craziest dreams, wildest dreams, hopes and wishes for the future.
Well, they've all come true.
Oh boy.
Staring at the most craziest dream I've ever had.
So I'm crazy? So you think I'm crazy? Is that what you're saying?
You're a little crazy.
I just feel like we need to get to know each other a little more, you know? What shows are you into right now?
There was one we just watched recently I really liked, but I think it was a movie. What was it?
Why is the power flickering right now?
Just for the record, there's a really bad storm outside right now.
But the show must go on.
Oh, it's lightning. See the lightning?
Holy fuck.
Yeah, lightning.
Okay, I'm not vibing with that. A lightning storm with snow? Like, that's not real. Are we in a movie? Are we in San Andreas? Is Dwayne The Rock Johnson starring in this movie where there's a climate crisis and we can't do anything to stop it? And there's an asteroid coming and the San Andreas fault line is expanding?
Okay, you just combined like
everything. And there's
multiple rooms.
aliens?
Okay.
I get really nervous with lightning. I don't like things that can't be explained.
I
know they
seen
can
lightning.
be explained.
I can't say I've ever seen lightning in a snowstorm.
I know, it's weird. I think we're all going to die. What's your claim to fame is the second question.
I don't have a claim to fame.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Did you want me to list it for you?
Unless you think I do.
I do. You were on Team Canada. That's a claim to fame, is it not?
Many moons ago.
Many, many moon cycles ago. And also claim to fame like Nepo baby, like you're a Nepo nephew, like your uncle was in the NHL. So that makes you a Nepo.
Nepo? I've never heard that.
Oh, nepotism?
Oh,
Like people who are famous for no reason. Hailey fucking Bieber. She's a Nepo baby. So she's just famous and rich because her dad is or fucking Stephen Baldwin. Right?
Right.
Are those talking points? You have talking points? Why are you hiding them from me?
because you don't need to know them.
Okay.
Oh, what's your claim to fame?
I met Jared, the Subway guy, before he went to prison for child molestation.
That's your claim to fame?
Yeah. Well, I was...
You want to hang your hat on that?
If the shoe fits. I won. I was actually in the Rose Bowl parade, and that's where I met him. I also met O-Town at the same time. Is that my claim to fame?
Who's O-Town?
My like wet dreams. Not ringing any bells?
No.
Claim to fame. So that's probably in like the early aughts that's my claim to fame. But more recently, I will say that Jennifer Aniston recently liked something I put on social media. So I will hang my hat on that.
What about Thor? Not Thor from Avengers, a different Thor.
Yeah, I'm going to sound creepy. Like I talk about him in like every episode of this podcast. Yeah. Hot lumberjack guy on TikTok, Thor Bradley, he slid into my DMs the other day. It's no big deal. And I like straight up told him that my husband gave me a hall pass for him.
I did not, but okay.
What? No take backs. I'm editing that out. Anyway, it was good times, shits and giggles. So claim to fame is that I just have this like casual flirtation with internet celebrities, and I'm super married and super not famous, so it's like pretty funny. Also, speaking of Thor, if you recall back to our first episode, you and me, remember like I was saying how like Chris Hemsworth is my guy, right? Yeah. Like 10 out of 10 for sure my type. I literally had a dream about him last night, and I haven't told you because I wanted to save it for this episode.
Oh, that's great. Let's hear it.
It wasn't what you think. It was just like really wholesome. Like in our dream, he was like grazing my hand, like we were holding hands, like he was falling for me. Like Chris Hemsworth was in love with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I woke up like, oh my God, my husband Chris Hemsworth loves me. And then I rolled over.
I get mistaken for him a lot.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
That must be tough.
So how often do you play sports?
Is that the next question? I used to be a fucking athlete, bro. That's how we vibed at the beginning because I was a collegiate athlete. Wait, what's collegiate?
Or were you D1?
Varsity. I'm Canadian. Okay, I was varsity. I played in college in Canada. And then I quit because life, and you can't just play sports forever because either A, you need to get a real job, or you suck and you can't make it professionally, and C, even that has a time limit on it, correct?
We all see the light eventually.
Truly we do.
I hung on to it too long.
You hung on to those spandies for a while. Let's talk about
The
that.
what?
The spandies?
Spandies.
Yeah, you saw everything, bro. Everything.
And also why you gravitated towards me.
Is it? They were toit.
Yeah. It's holding a lot in.
Okay, tell us context. Why were you in spandies? What'd you hang on to?
I used to participate in track and field, and I hung on to it a little too long, thinking I was going to go somewhere with it.
Where did you go with it?
Nowhere.
You went to Beijing or something? No, Beirut.
No, I didn't go to Beijing. That's very different. Beijing or Beirut?
Stupid. So you went to Beirut.
Yes.
Is it Beirut?
I think so.
Or you said Beirut, like Baloo the bear.
I honestly don't know.
You went there.
It was very dangerous.
How did your mother let you go?
I don't know.
Did you lie and tell her you were just going to a sleepover and then you went to fucking Beirut? So that's physically how far you went. But on like a level of like accolade, like a level of I don't know the word. How far did you go? Successfully, like in terms of accomplishment with what you did, how far did you go? Not geographically. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think
What
so.
are your accomplishments in track and field?
Like nationally ranked? Is that what you're
I don't
looking
really
for?
know, I guess. Weird flex. Okay. Did you mean like Hall of Fame? Is that what you were asking?
I don't know. Yeah, you kind of already touched on it. Like got to be on Team Canada one time, and that's kind of why I went to Beirut. Went to a few national championship meets here in Canada and the Olympic trials, and That kind
Oh,
of
just
stuff.
casually dropping the Olympic trials. That's what I was waiting for.
Our national championship is every year, but it landed on a year where it was an Olympic year, so then they call it the Olympic trials instead of the national championships. So if you're ranked so high, you get to go to the national championships, or in this case, the Olympic trials. So I got to go to that.
And then what happened when you were there?
I just didn't throw what I thought I was capable of.
And what are you capable of? And have you even explained what you're throwing? Clementines, tomatoes, like what are you throwing?
Oh, is your shot put and discus? Oh, I want to say I was 4th or 5th in the shot put, and
But you had to be third to make the podium?
no, you needed to be top 2, but you also had to throw an Olympic standard distance, which I also wasn't able to achieve. So thanks for bringing that back.
Was that hard for
Let's
you to talk
move
about?
on. Let's move on.
So is that when you were like, I'm done?
No, I knew I was done when I fell in love with you.
Oh,
Because
God.
nothing else mattered.
So you were done because you were what, like 27 years old, and you're like
No,
living
Laurel,
at your parents' house?
I was 24. No, I was even younger than that. 23. That was it.
And what did you decide in that moment that you were going to do?
Marry you. Went to teacher's college. Graduated. Was a teacher for a year. Hated it. So then you and I packed up the old U-Haul and went out west, and yeah, and went back to school, and you went back to school, and the rest is history. I still wear the spandex around the house sometimes.
What's the most surprising thing you've learned about me throughout our relationship?
I like this one.
Oh, do you? Will I like the answer?
I don't know. Get horse lips there.
Okay.
The most surprising thing to me with our relationship, or you, I should say, has been how genuinely surprised I am with how driven you are as a human being.
But that's new to you? Like I wasn't always like that?
No, you were driven, and you always wanted to, you were driven in every job that you had, for example, but you were never fulfilled. But it wasn't until you started doing what you're doing now where it's been like, whoa, like you were willing to like borderline kill yourself to be successful in what you're doing right now. Whereas like any previous job you had, you were never like that. You cared about your job and you worked hard, but you not like you do now. Like you go above and beyond.
I think it's a little different when it's like,
When it's your own.
yeah, and there's like so much at stake and it's like my money invested in it, blah, blah, blah. I guess what has been most surprising to me is that you're actually kind of capable of, what was that? What the fuck was that?
I have no idea.
Is this haunted? Is it a rake-in? I'm fucking scared. I'm scared.
What was that?
I don't know. Lock the doors.
Sure, it was nothing.
I'm unwell right now.
Do you need me to look?
No, I need you to lock the doors. I'm so fucking scared right now. No, like literally don't go out there. What? Come in here. I'm scared. It's probably a raccoon. Get in.
No, it's a cat. It's looking right at me.
Who?
I don't know. One of the fucking dumb cats.
What color?
I don't know. I need my phone.
Oh my God, close the door.
Hang on. It's one of our cats.
Well, what an idiot. When did you last cry and why?
Today, I was
What?
watching some movie for 20 minutes, and there's a sad part, and I started tearing up. I don't remember what it was.
Was it involving like a dog? Because that usually gets me.
Actually, don't remember.
Do you know what's funny? Let's circle back to the question about what's most surprising to you, whatever. Is like, if I asked you that 7 years ago, you'd have been like, nothing, never, I don't cry. Because you were like super toxic masculinity, like you subscribe to that. I'm telling you a nice thing. Like you're not, that's what you used to be like, but I've broken you.
You've broken me. No, my children broke me.
Yeah, your children did. What do you fear most about our relationship?
That you will become so obsessed with me that you'll actually kill me.
What? Okay, can you be serious?
I don't know. What I fear most?
Yeah.
I don't know. What
That
do you
I'll
fear?
become a worm? What makes you sad? I can see your brain, like you've just been so trained to like when there's like like a vulnerable topic, you instantly think, I can see your brain thinking of something sexual to say or something like dumb. Like I can see you going, like I just know it's happening. So what makes you sad? Oh, when the tits aren't out? Like that's what I imagine.
Oh, what? That obviously makes me happy when they're
Not out.
Oh. When the kids go to school each day.
You aren't even here.
I know.
So how does that make you sad? You just go to work.
I miss them so much as soon as
Yeah.
they're gone. You can't stand them, and as soon as they're at the door, I miss them.
I know. I miss them right now. Like I want to go hug them.
Yeah, like we didn't put them to bed tonight.
And I feel broken.
Grandma put them to bed, and I'm upset about that.
Yeah, like it's one night of their lives.
Even though I didn't want to put them to bed.
I had no desire to. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
I really don't want to wipe his ass. I don't want to do any of that.
I'm so done wiping his ass. Yeah. Fuck. It's so cute though.
Yeah, he has a
cutest little butt. Yeah. Disgusting though what that butt is capable of, honestly. When you think of our future, what do you think of?
I don't know. I've never really given it much thought.
I know, we kind of just like live in the moment and just like try to like hustle and do better.
That's just like survival mode right now.
Yeah, I know. It's
and it has been for almost 5 years. I have zero desire to be rich.
I mean, okay. Well, I would like to be rich.
Okay.
So, like, why do you have zero desire to be rich? Why are you working?
Because the life I want I don't need to be rich for it.
But we are not there. We're not ready to coast. Like we are not ready to just sit back. That. So money is required for all these things that we're doing.
Yeah. And just cross our fingers that we have things paid off by the time I want to retire. I don't know.
Okay, well, while you're just like crossing your fingers, I'm going to be out here trying to get us money.
Okay.
If you could change one thing about us as a couple, what would it be?
Your love language.
That's like not us as a couple. That's me as a person. You can't change me as a person. What keeps you up at night?
Money.
But I thought you have everything you need and you don't care about money. I guess we need to wrap up season 1 though. Like this is the last episode. Did season 1 meet your expectations? I mean, you haven't heard all of them yet, but...
I won't listen to mine. I can't listen to myself. But I did enjoy the other ones. They've all been great. They've exceeded my expectations.
What were your expectations? I'd love to know.
Low. I'm just kidding. No, I knew that you'd do really good. It was actually really surprising how involved all this stuff is. I had no idea. Like you learning how to actually do the whole initial setup of a podcast and like the right equipment and how it all works. And then the whole editing process, like there's no way I could do any of that.
No.
It's very involved.
And I mean this in the nicest way, but you are very technologically
I'm very dumb. Yes, you can say it.
No, like just you and technology.
I'm not a computer guy.
No, God, no. I do consider myself to be very tech savvy, and this was fucking hard.
And I've already talked to you about what's coming up in season 2 and like some of your guests that you have in mind. And I believe that season 2 will far surpass season 1. So I'm excited for that. You got a lot of good ideas on the horizon.
Really pumped.
Maybe I'll be back too. Or at least walk by once in a while in an episode, yeah.
And just like
I do run the ranch out there, so the odds of me popping in the screen once in a while are pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So season 2, TBD. I will be letting you know when season 2 is coming out because let's be honest, it's going to be sooner than later because I just love doing this. Anyway, I want to say thank you to everyone for listening. If you made it this far through the season, super grateful. This is not something I literally never dreamed of this. Like I never, ever considered like, yeah, one day I want to have a podcast. Like, no, never, ever crossed my mind. But now I am officially a podcaster and that's so fucking weird.
You weren't afraid to tackle it. It popped in your head and you weren't going to sit on it and you just wanted to do it. So why wait?
That's kind of my toxic trait. But to be honest, my toxic traits turn out to be more beneficial than anything so far. But yeah.
Action's always better than inaction.
Correct.
But so a lot of people talk a big game and that they have goals and dreams and want to accomplish things. And there's, There's only so much time. We're only here for so long. And, you know, a lot of people wait too long and then they never do it. And it's been pretty cool to see you just say kind of screw all of it and tackle everything as it came about.
I think my brain is just incapable of like accepting. I don't know how to explain it, but like my brain just operates like, that sounds like a good idea. Well, why the fuck wouldn't you try? Like, why would you not at least try? Like, oh, cool. This, like the cows, for example, it was like, oh my God, cows, that's so crazy. What an investment. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. We'll just sell them. If shit goes south, just sell them.
And that's the biggest thing I think we heard when we started was, that's so risky. Why are you guys doing that?
How, it's a fucking cow.
And
what's
like,
risky?
And like, so like, I think we've talked about this before too, at least on our social media, that we're putting in fencing on most of our properties so we can rotationally graze our cattle. And that's a huge investment.
Yeah, like
to put
barf.
all that permanent perimeter fencing up is a lot of money and it's a huge investment. But at the same time, like we've purchased all these cattle and then we're going to grow the fold and rotationally graze them. And yes, we've made an investment in it all. But at the end of the day, if we come crashing down and we fail, so be it. Rip the posts up and plant crop again, because that's exactly what it was before. And it was profitable doing it that way too. So,
and don't even rip the posts out. You know what I mean?
I really don't see the risk. Yeah, it's a lot of upfront for us, but it can all be returned pretty quickly
And
if we needed it to.
also, like the benefits of taking risks, like there have been so many positive side effects of just getting cows. Like, look at all the shit that we have done off of that decision.
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally sitting in a farm store doing a podcast. What the fuck? And if we didn't do something as simple and as crazy as getting cows, I would literally not be doing this, because it would just be unheard of. Like, you know, like you just like give in to the voices in your head or the actual voices in your life that are kind of telling you that that's not a good idea. I wouldn't do that. Like, hey, well, you're not me. And so that's kind of I don't think I would have been so passionate about, or what's the word, stubborn maybe, if we talked about this before having kids. But I think for me, like making these decisions we've been doing and like my motivation to like grow our empire has been for them, because otherwise it's like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, okay, who cares? Well, let's just fucking watch Netflix.
I think even if we are successful with what we're doing and how the trajectory of where things are going, but I think even if it ends up being very successful, there's probably a good chance we don't even see how successful any of it could be.
You mean like financially?
Yeah, like let's say from a financial standpoint, maybe we won't see that return, but maybe our kids will.
Yeah.
Maybe our kids will. And for that, I'm willing to risk it all.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Joanne from ISH Nutrition. I'm all about creating healthy and sustainable lifestyle changes that help you create the best version of healthy-ish you want for your lifestyle. We do this using holistic nutrition, live blood cell analysis, and a holistic approach to your health. For more information, follow us on social media. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. ISH Nutrition, where everyone is healthy-ish.
Have you ever thought about the health of your communications? My friends at Blue Point PR have. They know that how you engage with all your audiences matters, and that healthy communications can make or break your business. Your comms products are what you put out into the world to communicate with your target audience, to establish your reputation and get people in the door of your business. If your content isn't engaging, or if it's offensive, I am not going to hit that follow button. I'll just swipe up and scroll on by. The Blue Point Public Relations Communications Health Check is a 360-degree holistic review of all areas of your communications, including external, internal, and your partnerships. They even give you a handy report outlining areas for improvement, making sure you have a clear path to communications wellness and a way better relationship with your audience. They give out free comms advice on the reg, so go follow them on all platforms at Blue Point PR or head to their website at www.bluepointpr.ca and book a free discovery call. Learn how they can help you mind your message and improve your comms today. And that's why it's like what you said, like you want to live a life that you don't need a vacation from. Like I'm not doing any of the things I'm doing to like get a return right now. It's more so like yes, like I said, I'd love to be rich, and obviously, sure, I'd love a paycheck to survive and like do things, but it's more all the work you're putting into for the end goal. And for, I think both of us, the end goal isn't the paycheck. The end goal is like what we build what's the word? Collectively? Anyway, it's our end goal is more the like combined result. And that's not straight up like level one, the money, which a side effect of that being money would be obviously great to support future generations and blah, 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 blah. But it's setting that up so that, yeah, we've kind of left our mark, I guess, right?
Our legacy.
Yeah.
I like to look at it like everything we're doing, everything we're trying to do at least, is setting us up to leave our mark in the world and leave it for our children, potentially, if they decide to, if things are successful and there's an opportunity where something can be left to them. That's our legacy. That's something we can leave for them. And, you know, so many, I always go back to this, but so many people are so afraid to, you know, oh, I want to start a business. Oh, I want to do this. There's a lot of dreamers out there, and everyone talks a big game, but very few actually attempt it. And a lot of times it's because of the financial risk. And I get that. And I know you get that. And I'm not going to lie, it's been extremely expensive, a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be.
I had an idea. I just didn't want to tell you.
We're just going to take out a little loan and that'll be it. And then we'll be careful after that. But it was a lot more to take on than I think we anticipated. So, and I think...
And it's ongoing.
And it's ongoing. But I do think there will be a return. That we've already seen some returns. But just going back to the mindset of people, and, you know, everyone talks a big game. Like, I want to do this. I want to start a business. I got this goal. I want to run a marathon. I want to complete this in my life or whatever.
So
and
do
then,
it.
And then all of a sudden they fucking wake up. They're 60 years old and they're like, shit, I ran out of time. I can't start now. So, like,
guess I'll die. Remember that meme?
Guess
I'll die.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's an age thing for me, but since our kids were born, I've had a huge fear that I'm not going to accomplish all the things that I want to accomplish. And I know you probably feel the same way, where I need to do as much as I possibly can now.
While I can.
While I can.
Yeah.
I don't know if, like, as gruesome as it is, I don't know if there's tomorrow, right? You never know. So why aren't you taking the risk? Why aren't you challenging yourself? Why aren't you, you know, everyone's so career driven, and that's fine. Like, if that's your thing where you want to focus on your day job, where you go to you have a career and you want to climb the corporate ladder, a lot of people have that goal, and that's their thing. And I get that. And our thing is this, we have something that we have attached our name to, and to our farm, and we want to grow it. And that is our focus. Everything else is secondary, in my opinion, everything else, because all my energy, all I'm ever thinking about, all you're ever thinking about is how we can grow this. What's next? What can we do?
Yeah.
And I wish I had more time to devote to it, but I can't because we have other things, other commitments.
And also you need to support us.
I need to support us
like,
with what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, like I couldn't do this if you didn't have a fucking job right now. But I think with the legacy thing, I think legacy is more than just physically what you're leaving for me. Like how you were talking about what we build and whatever and leave for them.
No, it's more than that.
It is. And I think
more than that.
So when we're gone, you want to have, okay, cool, we did all this, this, and this. But at the same time, I want to make a difference in the sense of like, oh, you guys know me. I'm just like real fucking passionate about like human rights and just like basic human fucking decency and like raising our kids to be kind and not assholes. At the same time, kind of fighting the stigma of being a woman in ag or a woman who owns a business.
You want to be remembered, or at least thought of, and being like, holy shit, Laurel never gave a shit about what people thought. She made a point to take risks, to always speak her mind. And in turn, we hope that memory, or that those actions are imprinted on our children, and on others around us in our community. You know, that we took risks and we lived life to the fullest.
Oh my God. Did we just, is this our eulogy?
No, I'm just saying it took it, but it's funny because it took us a while. It took me a while to wrap my head around that. And like, you know, I'm getting older, you're getting older, and it's just, we've had a lot of experiences in our life, and here we are today, but I didn't expect us to be in this exact situation. I never expected to own a farm. Like, this was not on my to-do list or on my bucket list at all. But here we are, and it's been some of the scariest times, but it's also and the most challenging, but it is the most rewarding. It's the most rewarding thing ever. It has been. And it's probably the biggest surprise. And I keep going back to the financial thing again, but without risk, you will never get that reward. You will never experience that. And I'm glad we're attempting this, because even if we fail, and even if we fail miserably, which I don't think we will. I don't think
that's possible to fail miserably.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, whatever the worst case scenario is, even I will be so much more happy at the end of my days knowing that we took the risk and we tried something. We actually did something with our life to try and make it better for our children, make it better for our community, and to challenge ourselves to see what we're actually capable of.
Which is kind of a mindfuck when you think about it, because like this really big risk we took was getting 3 cows.
Yeah.
But
chickens.
Well, no, that wasn't a big risk.
It started with
chickens, but that wasn't a risk. That's fucking chickens.
I hate chickens.
Yeah. But anyway, like, it's just so weird to think about it in perspective. And it's only been like 3 years, less than 3 years, that like our big risk that was so controversial and crazy was that we were getting cows. But it's so crazy to see like how we've spun off of that and like what has transpired since making that one risky decision, that it's like piggybacking on that and like, what can we do? What else can we do? Like, otherwise I can't just, we have 3 cows. Now what?
Yeah. You got the ball rolling. You got to keep going. You don't have to keep
but
going.
Not everyone's like that, I think. And that brings it back to your point of like, I think we have a hard time understanding why like someone wouldn't do that.
We think that way now. I was just like anybody else before. I was very reluctant to want to do things like that, or I was very reluctant on taking risk. And that's part of my background. I wasn't a risk taker to begin with. Yeah, maybe it's the Dutch side of me. But we've also been broke for a long time. You have brought that out on me. Like, I've always been a dreamer, and so have you. But I think it's maybe your background that actually was willing to take risks and stuff, and you've encouraged me. And I don't want to say I've followed you over the cliff.
We're falling off the cliff together.
But now we're holding hands and we're jumping.
I jumped. Yeah, we jumped together.
And I'm going willingly because it just took me a little longer.
You needed a nudge. I think the reason that this has worked is because you are so anal with finances.
Someone say anal.
Andy. Oh.
I just tainted the podcast.
Andy. This is our last episode. Is that like you've always been more of a worrywart? And
I still am.
I know, but I always hated it. But like someone has to be. Okay? If we were both worrywarts, that's what happens when 2 people together are worryworms. Those are the non-doers, right? Because there's 2 people. You need Stop! You need a proper balance, like a little bit of a tug and war.
Where is this going?
I'm trying to make a really good point, but
I
mean, like, you have to have 2 opposite magnetic forces. You were always more like, well, we can't afford soup this month. Like the finances, like, and I'd be like, oh my God, I just have to go get my hair done, blah, blah. And I never I'm still uncomfortable talking about, like, I don't like dealing with finances. Like, it stresses me out. So I'd like avoid it like the fucking plague. So I'd have all these really big dreams and be like, I want to do this. And then he'd like bring me down. I'd get a little resentful about that because it like crush my dreams. But really it just brought us to like meet in this kind of common ground where it was like, okay, let's keep it realistic, but also a little bit of a
Take little
dream.
chunks.
Yeah.
Little chunks is how we started.
And it was really hard because like, yeah, Andy and I have like literally always been just like broke motherfuckers.
Still are.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, we still are.
Okay. This is me avoiding it. I don't want to talk about it.
We still are. There's no, we're starting a business. We started the business.
Okay, true.
There's
and
no,
we have a 50-acre property.
There's no sugarcoating it.
Yeah, no, it's true. We're poor. Donations can be made to the link in the bio. I'm joking. Kind of.
But that just goes back to the whole risk thing. You have to be willing to take a risk and hope. Otherwise, what is the point of anything?
Literally, you want to be buried with your fucking money?
What? Yeah. Well, even aside from that, like, yeah, you can't take.
Or just sit on your little lazy boy couch your whole life with your money in your bank account.
Are you going to be happy with your life when you're on your deathbed and being like, I played that life pretty safe.
Sick, man.
I went to my 9 to 5 every day. I retired. I traveled. I sat on the couch.
I heated up the Swanson
hang
dinners.
out with my grandkids. And that's,
do you know what?
That's pretty much what I did.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
There is nothing wrong with it, but
that's not us. That's the issue.
Us.
Like, and that is okay because we need all kinds of people in the world to make the world work.
I'm just saying, you got one chance to one opportunity. Is that where you're going with it?
Knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. He's nervous. That was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with that, but there's something like technically nothing wrong with that. But for us, like our brains cannot accept that. So if that's how you're programmed, like 100%, I'm not judging you. Like it's
your life.
We cannot all be operating like I'm operating.
At the end of the day, it's your life. You have to be proud of what you do. And
I think that's the key. If you are happy with the way you are living your life, then fucking good on ya. And for us, said it before, 5th gear or dead. So full steam ahead. We're just doing it. What are we doing? I don't really even know because it literally started with cows. And when I say cows, I'm sure some people are like, oh, what, you have like 100 head? No, like we had fucking 3. We have 11. One died. Do I have 11 or 10? We 10. Don't have a huge, like, and it's funny how you don't have to have it all figured out. Like our plan with that was it first started, okay, we want to raise our own cattle to like have our kids grow up in that environment and have some beef in our freezer, be more sustainable. But then it was like, okay, well, I think we can go somewhere with this. We can maybe have enough cattle, have enough beef to sell in a farm store one day. And then, it piggybacked off of that again. We're not even at the point of having beef. Like we are literally 3 years out from having any fucking beef to sell. Probably not. We have 1 steer that we love. What?
2 years.
Oh, I thought you meant 2 steers. I'm like, no.
2 years.
Yeah. Okay.
The little guy was born a few months
Okay.
ago.
Anyway, so it was that next plan was, oh, we'll wait till we have beef and we'll have a farm store. And I was like, no, let's have a farm store now. And then my farm store has all sorts of things, not our beef, but so many other things. And I've created so many partnerships and collaborations with local businesses and like Canadian businesses.
Laying the foundation.
There's just like a lot of foundation. Like it's not niche down in any way, really. I've really been a big believer in like just going through all the doors. Like I'm not closing any doors. I'm going to try them all. That sounds fucking dirty. Stop.
You got an open mind with that.
No, that door is closed. So I'm just like, well, why the fuck not? So, I kind of I did like the merch route. So my store has our merch, which I don't understand why people want a shirt that says Ysebaert Acres on it. It like blows my mind every day. But I digress. So that was like the next dream that stemmed off of that. And then the next step after that was, I don't know, what was the next step? Podcast, or was there something in between farm store?
I can't even keep track.
I know, me either. But my point is, it's like when you take those risks, you may not be rewarded like financially or in other ways for a long time, but you will be rewarded with you're starting. It's just the catalyst.
What's that quote that those
we need
Yellowstone fans out there?
Why do we do this, Grandpa?
no, when
Because it's one hell of a laugh,
when Kevin Costner asks Rip, what's the plan? Rip goes,
fuck it.
I don't know, fuck it. Well, either way, that's kind of the mentality that we've been taking lately.
Fuck it.
And the example I want to give is for probably 2 years now, I've had a dream of raising meat birds, like chickens, like broilers. And I've read it. I've researched it. I know how to do it. It's actually been, strangely enough, it's been a goal of mine to raise meat birds and sell chicken.
I don't think that's strange.
Thank you. But anyway, so I've kind of been putting it off. And my idea was we'd rotationally graze the cattle. And then behind the cattle, we'd rotationally graze the meat birds. And there's an 8-week turnaround with meat birds. I probably would have sat on it for a few more years. And then Laurel just said, hey, I ordered 60 meat birds there the other day.
And this is why we work.
And I'm like, I'm not ready for that. I got to build like a chicken tractor. I got to
get going.
I got to prepare and I got to do this and then figure out a game plan. Like I've read about it. I've researched about it, but I'm not ready. And there's Rip over here. And he's like, fuck it. We'll figure it out. But
really, otherwise you'll just think about it.
If it wasn't for that, it probably wouldn't be happening for a while, if ever. And that's kind of how everything has happened, in a sense. There's been times when you're like, we're doing this, and then I go, hang on, let's meet in the middle. And you kind of said that. Let's meet in the middle.
Yeah, but then I get off and you release me, and I'm a little scaled back. No, it's true. But also it's true because much like you said, if you fall back into that, I don't know, comfortable place of like, I don't know, I'm just gonna keep researching. My brain is like, who the fuck cares?
You're not going to learn unless you do it.
Literally, like, oh no, like, oh my God, just do it. Mind you, come back to us and like check in 2 months and see if we have a chicken tractor built.
Or look for the for sale sign at the end of the road.
What if this doesn't age well? This podcast episode may not age well. But yeah, that's how we've really worked well together because I give you a push. You reel me in. And then also you are like more financially cautious where you have come around more, but I've really always been about the mentality of like, you literally truly have to spend money to make money. You honestly do. And for us, it's a little bit harder because in farming specifically, you have to spend money to make money in 7 years. It's not instant.
A massive leap of faith.
Yeah.
On the financial side and hoping that your goals and dreams of what we want to accomplish here are rewarded.
But the thing that gets me is like our root dream of this was just grow beef, sell beef. And like some people will be like, oh, is there a market for that? It's fucking beef. Hell yeah, there's a market. And do you know what?
Do you eat?
But also it's just like, I am so confident because of while we've started this adventure, I started sharing it on social media and I've built this fucking sick ass community on a couple different platforms. And I know there's a big local following. That sounds cocky, but it's not if it's true. Because they show up on Saturdays when my store's open. And I don't even have beef yet. And I know very goddamn well that when we have beef, people are going to want to support us. I am not concerned about that. I'm really not worried at all about not being able to sell our beef.
I'm not worried about the beef thing.
No. So like, I mean, there's a lot of other risks, like even getting to the point of beef, like Greta, one of our older cows, like fucking died in a hay feeder and she was bred, she was with calf and that fucking sucked because, we sunk.
It's a lot of money.
Like I, purchased her for like $2,000. And then we've been feeding her for a year.
You can basically look at it like we just lost $4,000 there.
Well, I think you look at it more than that because the calf, we purchased her. I paid to get her bred by a bull. Oh, yeah. We've been feeding her, like it's just so that fucking hurt. And insurance covered us a bit, but like, I mean, for us too, it wasn't just the money. It was like such a setback because we have such a small fold. So it's like the calf, we could have had another heifer calf and now we don't.
Yeah.
So our fold, it didn't like we still had 2 calves born, but it could have been 3. So there's risks to everything. And I think you just have to accept that. I think it's when people are scared, kind of like your meat bird thing. Not that you're scared, but like there's like a fear of failure or something, or you think about what
very,
if.
very low risk.
That I know, but just in general.
It's more of the fact that it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But if you like focus too much on like, well, what if it fucking this happened, and like what if it didn't though? What if it fucking worked? What if you were successful, and what if you fucking spiraled off, built an online community, became a fucking influencer, went and built a farm store, and now you have a podcast. Oh, and I'm also now booked my first public speaking engagement, and I don't understand. Like that would never have happened if I didn't get 3 cows.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have. It would never. So anyway, that's really the story, isn't it? And here we are. And I am sure by the time even this episode airs, I will already have more plans. But I fucking thrive on it. God help us. Yeah. Anyway, so you can look forward to an update in season 2. Who knows?
Who knows? As we're recording this, I've only seen the first 3 episodes, and they blew my expectations out of the water. You did a great job with them. You had some good guests. Even your solo one was really good. And like I was saying, you've already been talking about season 2 with me privately, and what some of these who some of the guests are, and some of your ideas. And I like, no offense to like even myself being on the season 1, season 2 is going to blow everything else out of the water.
I don't think you can say that.
I'm going to say that season 2 is going to top season 1. And it's just, I'm confident in you, and I'm confident to say that it's just going to keep getting better and better with the podcast and everything else that you do. I
think that that's kind of our trademark, though, is we just build off of each thing. So I think it would be natural for season 2 to be even better. So
yeah.
So huge thank you to all my guests. Huge thank you to all my sponsors for season 1.
You usually thank the guest for being on with you.
Is that how I wrap it up?
Thanks for taking the time to sit down with me, Andy. I really appreciate everything you do for me, my family. You're a great human being, extremely handsome. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that sums it up. So perfect. For real, guys, thank you for joining us on this crazy, crazy ride, crazy train. And we will see you for season 2.
Season 2.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Shale Ridge Estate Winery and Cidery is located down a rambling country road in Thetford, Ontario. Farm to glass is how they define themselves. All of their wines and ciders are handcrafted on their property using fresh produce either grown by them or sourced from local farms. Join them for a tasting, try out their distinctive swing tables, and enjoy the gorgeous views. Open Thursday to Sunday from 12 to 5 p.m. Visit their website at shaleridgeestatewinery.com to book your reservation, and find them on Instagram and Facebook. Their team looks forward to saying, "Welcome to Shale Ridge." Thanks for listening to the Chore Beer Chats podcast. You can find more information related to this episode at the show notes on our website, ysebaertacres.com/chorebeerchats. And don't forget to subscribe to the Chore Beer Chats podcast on your favorite podcast app and on YouTube.